What's going down, fight fans? Welcome to Fight Chat TV. I'm Tom, and with me, Lee Creswell.
What's happening, fight fans? Hope you're all well. Good show for you today. We're going to be going through, so not the White House card as such, but we're going to do what we think the future holds for the winners of the white cards. We've got each of the winners down, and we're going to fire some questions and see what we think their future is.
Awesome, mate. Looking forward to it. We got loads to talk about, really.
Yeah. I think to start, but just before we go into it, just saying how good the White House card was. I know we both did videos in the week about it, but it's still kind of buzzing from it. It's just a quality event when it is just.
Yeah, I've rewatched the fights. I stayed up late last night. I wanted to watch a few of them before I went to bed because I was itching to watch them again all week. I've
Yeah,
loved all the talk about it. Yeah, some of the best fights I've actually ever seen. Like I said in my video.
yeah,
It was crazy.
yeah.
Like, I haven't really got that excited about a sporting event, and I haven't been that buzzing about a sporting event for a long time. So
You know, even when the World Cup's on, like I know you don't watch football, but even I was more buzzing for the White House card than I was for watching any of the football
yeah, mate.
last time.
It's just because of you're never going to see it again, are we? That's the whole part of it.
That's it, innit? No. So yeah, we'll get into it. So we got a list of. We'll start from the start card. So the first fight that was on. So we got Diego Lopez with an impressive win. So my question was going to be like, do you think, because there was talk of Diego Lopez, he was standing for the main card as well. He made lightweight weight. So I was going to say, do you think he'll move to lightweight, or do you think he's going to fight again for the featherweight title? Like bearing in mind that Evliov is waiting on Volk now, so they're going to be fighting. Do you think he waits, or do you think he just goes up?
Yeah, I had a look at it sort of last night, the way the division stands at the moment, and within the top five. I mean, if Diego was to stay and wait around, like obviously, but from the winner of Volk and Ivanov, I would have thought that maybe it was going to be like they were going to put Murphy in for that eventually. But
Oh yeah,
if he was going to be in there, because Diego hasn't fought Murphy either, so
yeah,
it's a bit of a it's a bit of a hold up at the top at the minute, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I think Diego would either have to fight Murphy and then wait to see
Mhm.
for the championship again, or like you
Yeah.
said, just move on up and look into the next division.
And that's so yeah. Like I was kind of within the same mind. Like I'm not sure when Evliov and is it booked for like end of the summer? I don't even
Yeah,
know if they fully booked it yet, but
I think it's provisionally for like September or something.
that's a long wait. So, like you said, does he fight Murphy in the long run, or if he does go up to move up to lightweight? So, as just looking at the top five, does he go in there? So you got Justin, Ilya, Arman Tsarukyan, Charles, and Max Holloway. Like, does he go in there and fight any of those, and does he go in there and beat any of those?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You step if he's stepping up to that division, you're stepping into the fire, and you. It's like
Yeah.
your top five. It's like these are who do you start with, or would he start further back in the rankings and have to make his way down through the division?
Well, that's when the way the UFC goes, it wouldn't surprise me if he just went into because like you've got Max and then you've got just under Max is Benoit Saint Denis. So and you've got Paddy in that division as well. I know they're fighting, but you look at it and like I said, the way the UFC goes, they probably would put him in from there into the top six as such. And now I've got the list in front of me. I'm just looking at it. Ilya's going to be out for a long time.
yeah,
So that puts Arman Sarukian, I think, will fight Justin.
yeah,
Max is already fighting um,
Connor.
Connor. Denise and Pimlet are fighting. So you've just got Charles Oliveira is sort of the only guy that's free. So I could see that fight maybe being made if he was to say, I'm going to go into lightweight, two
Yeah.
Brazilians against each other.
Would you see that going with Charles and Diego? I mean,
It's quite tough on it because like the previous fight, the two fights he's had with Volk, plus the fight at the White House where it was over in 2 rounds. I've not really seen much of his ground game in the last 3 fights where you're going up against Charles Oliveira, who, like we've seen against Max for the BMF, was just held him on the ground and he was so. I know he's got a pretty good ground game anyway, Lopez, but it's a different kind of fire, that, isn't it?
Yeah, the word on the street is the man can grapple with the best of them, but
Yeah,
he likes to stand and bang and use the power. So, like you say, we haven't seen the display yet where he's wowed us on the
yeah,
ground. But then again, Charles, long arms, long legs. He's a master sniper grappler. And
yeah,
he like we seen with Max, he can hold anyone down for literally 5 rounds and kind of make him do what he wants to. So
yeah,
that would be interesting. I'd really like to see that match, yeah, if I'm honest with you.
yeah. When I was, yeah,
I just don't know
and
where else he goes in the featherweight. That's all. You know what I mean? At the minute,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, he's had his 2 shots at the featherweight title in the last two. Does he want to, like, maybe he feels more comfortable in moving up a weight? And then, yeah, so it's really interesting, I guess, the future of Lopez, to see what his next move is going to be.
yeah, it
Be
is.
interesting to see how that plays out.
I don't think he's come out and said a lot about it yet. He's just keeping his cards close to the chest after this fight and probably chilling on it, and then
Yeah,
make a decision.
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he's just weighing up his options and thinking, right, I'm not going to, like said the saying, I'm not going to be fighting Volk or Evloev anytime soon, and I could fight Charles in my next sort of fight. So yeah.
He's definitely the type of guy though who would just fight anybody. I think whoever they offer him, and even if
Oh yeah, of course,
if
yeah.
they offer him a fight at
But yeah,
a bigger weight, he'll go up definitely.
yeah. So like it's an impressive win for Diego to kick off the card. It was a great KO as well.
It
So
was, yeah,
yeah, interesting to see where he goes. Then the next fight after that was, we had Bo Nickel again, another TKO, because every fight ended in a
yeah,
TKO. Um, Quite interesting, really, because I was kind of not looking forward to that fight, and it did, like, come up with it ended up coming up with a good scrap in the end. So I was just like, do you think? So my question was being like, do you think it's a bit too late now for Bo Nickel to have like one final push? He's just made top 15, so he's in the rankings.
yeah.
31 or 30?
30, I think, or coming up 31. Yeah, he's one
Yeah.
or the
So
other.
if you think, like, a lot of fighters now, you look at Pereira or all that, they're all in his 38. So 8 years, he could have, like, if he looks after himself and has a good sort of next few fights, he could maybe push for the title. Or do you just think he's not at that level?
Well, they do say like a lot of men athletes become their sort of athletic prime between like 30, 35, even 36
Yeah.
in this day and age. Like you say, you see them going on a bit older in the years. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know I know he was on a big streak and then he suffered that loss to RDR. Um, and he's had 2 now coming back
Yeah.
on the win, on the bounce. He's at 15, he'd have a long way to go down. I mean, he'd still got, like, Roman Dolidze to fight, Gerald Cannonier,
Yeah.
the likes of that to get down. You never really know. I wouldn't say it could be too late for
Kind
him.
of
I could still think he
see.
could be a contender.
I'm just trying to see. Oh yeah, I've written it down last then. So he's only 8-1 really in the division. So he's only lost one fight, but it's just, yeah, he's 30 years old, so he's 8-1. So there's no reason why he couldn't, I guess, give it a big push. But like you just said, the fighters that are in front of him are maybe just a little bit ahead of him.
Yeah, we've got a stacked division. You've got, like, that Chris Leroy Duncan ranked 13, which is below him. Like I say,
Yeah,
Dolidze is ranked 14, and then if you look from 10 and below, you got you got some big matches up there for him to get up to the champ, you know?
yeah. Who would you like to see him fight if you're looking at that now?
Well, I'd like
I
to
guess.
see him fight CLD, ranked at 13.
Yeah,
I think that would be interesting, or even Gerald Cannonier, whether they will put him up against someone like that.
yeah. Sorry, I just lost my notes, man. Ah, there we are.
That's right,
Mhm.
everybody.
Oh, buddy. I went flicking for my notebook. That's why it should. My setup's all over the shop today.
That's all right.
Yeah, but yeah, like, it was impressive performance. I think both of us were. I think we both chose Bo Nickel for the win. I think I said on points, but again, it's so exciting. Just thinking about it now, do you think just all the fighters were just so pumped up? Because usually you just see it like, I was expecting, a couple of them to go distance or a couple of them to be boring. But do you think they're just so pumped up? They're fighting at the White House. You have two American dudes fighting each other, and they're just going hell for leather, and that's why we got so many KOs.
I think so. You think of like the pressure of the performance, of the amount of views it's going to be on TV, the amount of people that's watching live. You get walked out by these Marine troops. You've got soldiers everywhere. fucking jets flying
Yeah,
over, people screaming USA. You're probably just going to be like 10 times more pumped than you're
yeah,
going to be in there. I think, like you say,
yeah.
that had a lot to do with it, the atmosphere. And they want to put a
I think
show on, and they did, man. Every single one of them, even the ones who
yeah,
lost, they give it just as much, apart from
yeah,
Derek Lewis,
yeah.
actually. Derek Lewis didn't give it as much.
Just couldn't be fucking arsed. He
No,
couldn't.
he just fucking he was gone again. Yeah.
So it's interesting to see where Bo Nickel goes from here. I think it's a bit too late. I just don't think he's got that sort of. Not saying is talent wise, but like
Now,
the way the UFC goes, who they like to see up there and who they don't like to see up there. I think Bo Nickel could just be one of those guys that just mainly stays in around like top
yeah,
15.
he's not quite got that flair, is he, that they're looking for? That's exactly the way I
Yeah,
feel about him. Great wrestler, great fighter, great athlete, but he's just not that thing that draws you in to want to fight, want to watch.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, like I said, really good fighter though. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, maybe push on a bit. But I just think he's just going to be thereabouts,
Yeah,
just in the division.
tried to make his way through over the years, pretty much,
Yeah. Moving on to the next winner, we got Rufi beating Chandler. I mean, like, how exciting is Rufi at the moment? It's just like his precision is just insane. It just tries all different stuff, and it always comes off.
Yeah, he's like the true martial artist to watch, isn't he? With the
Yeah,
karate stance, the point style, bouncing in,
yeah,
bouncing out. I see he had Lyoto Machida. He was training a little bit for this
oh, yeah,
camp. And
yeah,
it goes to show in like his precision and
makes
his
sense.
style. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a great win again for him.
And yeah, so do you like see him as a champion? Do you see him holding that belt in the
Well,
lightweight?
what I'll say is it's early days, right? If you look, he's only on a 2-win streak at the moment. He lost
Yeah,
to Benoit and Saint Denis. And if that's only 2 wins in the top 15 for him at the moment.
yeah,
So everybody out of that has not been in the top 15. So he's still got the likes of Gamrock to fight, Paddy
yeah.
maybe, Dan Hooker.
Yeah, I think Hooker would be a good one, an interesting fight. That would be good. But then going back to when we were on about Diego Lopez, if he doesn't move up the lightweight, then Charles Oliveira's there for him. Like
That's a good fight.
that would be like I don't if he fought say Paddy or Hooker, I don't think that puts him right up there to then go and fight for the title. But if they put him in against Charles and he beats Charles, then there's no reason why he doesn't fight for the title there.
No, 100% agree he'll be closer, a lot closer to it by beating Charles. But I think personally he needs like another win, sort of somebody else in the rankings before he makes his way into that top five. Only because he's
Yeah,
just had 2 wins, that's all, in top 15 at the minute. Because he looks good, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I think he still
I
needs
think,
to show a little bit more.
think put him in like against a Dan Hooker just to see him the real deal, and then yeah, like I said, maybe
Yeah.
fight someone then in the top five.
But you never know with the UFC, could be fighting for the belt next, the way it
That's
works,
yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean? It's whatever they
yeah.
fancy, innit?
But
But yeah,
as a fighter goes, like really, really excited
yeah.
to see where he goes now. He's got there's a lot of tough guys in front of him, but some of them I feel like he could beat.
One
Paddy,
hundred,
yes. Hooker,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Like a rematch against Denise, he could look at it and just be like, "There's where I went wrong last time, so I'll go there." But yeah, really, I'd like to see him with a strap. Like I'd like to see him at some point, maybe of next year, just with a belt around him would be a good moment for him.
Yeah, I would too. And look, he's in a fucking stacked division as well. And
Yeah.
you looking at the rest of the fighters, like you say, I think he's gonna be a problem for them all, put it that way.
For me, like I just said, like a stacked division, I think at the moment, when you look at it, I think lightweight is probably my favorite division at the moment. It's the most exciting.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it is mine too.
It's yeah, it's just got so many good guys, so many good fighters in there. Just looking at it there, I was like, oh yeah, shit, that is a really good division.
That's why it's hard to say about a guy like Rufi. You know what I mean? Because there's so much talent in
Mhm.
there, and you think,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it. Yeah.
he's got a lot of blokes to get through, isn't he? But like you said, I think
Hmm.
he is something special
Like
there.
you, a lot of blokes to get boys. Yeah, yeah. See where Ruffy goes for this one, but yeah, really looking forward to see him uh, move on. Yeah.
Yeah,
So then the next fight came, probably the worst fight of the night. Worse as in fucking Derek Lewis being
oh,
Derek Lewis, and Hockett looking relatively good and fast, but I think I look fast against fucking Derek Lewis.
yeah,
Um,
this is the thing. Like, sorry to cut you off. Like, I'm not a fan of Hockey. I don't like the way he's come into the UFC with all this shit, trash talking crap and all that. Like, I don't like it. I'm not taking away anything from him as a fighter, but he's getting a lot of hype for this fight at the White House card, and Derek Lewis pretty much just rolled over and let it beat him up.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it.
I think I think Lewis was Lewis was probably thinking about the beating that Blades took off him, and Derek was probably thinking, I don't want to get into this
Yeah.
fight because I don't want to end up like fucking Curtis, you know?
No, no, I understand that because he beat the brakes off Curtis. Well, they beat the brakes off each other. Curtis Blades gives just as much.
Yeah. So we might have just answered it, but do you think Hockett's still got a lot to prove in that division? 10-0 now. He was 9-0 before this one, 10-0.
Yeah.
Do you still think he has a lot to prove, or do you think the UFC are going to be UFC and put him straight in with Cyril Gane next?
Well, I think he's still got a lot to prove. He's only beaten the last three have been ranked fighters that he's beaten. So the five
Hmm.
before that, they were nowhere near the top 15 or 18, I don't think.
Yeah,
You've still got the likes of like Waldo Acosta in there, Pavlovich, Volkov.
yeah,
Um, I,
yeah.
I think the UFC would be a bit insulting to give him a go at the belt next. Or Pereira
I think
even if he stays at heavyweight. But
so.
yeah,
Now you've just said that. I was going to say, I think the only fight that makes sense for him, if he wants to prove it, is to fight Pereira next. If Pereira stays in the heavyweight division, I think we both said or I definitely said in the video that I think that it was a bit too much for Pereira to take on Gane straight away. I think he should have maybe fought someone in the top five first, not going straight in with Gane, but he's a fighter, that's what they do. So for me, Hockett would be like, if they want to test Hockett to see if he is the real deal, put him in against Pereira. Think
yeah,
that's the only
mate.
one that really makes sense in that division. I'm not taking away from Acosta or Pavlovich, and they're not good fighters, but if you want to sell a fight and you want a fight to be hyped, you do Hockett Pereira.
Yeah, mate, I agree. And also in terms of like size as well, Pocket isn't like a massive heavyweight. And I know Pereira
Yeah.
is a big heavyweight, but he moved kind of quick-ish. You know what I mean? So it would
Yeah.
be a good matchup as well in terms of that.
I think the one shame about the Pereira fight, I know we're not going off topic a bit, but we didn't see, because it was over in 2 rounds, we didn't really get to see what Pereira was like in the heavyweight division. Like,
No.
it would have been good to see a 5 rounder just to see how he coped in that division. So
Yeah.
Pocket, I think that would be a really good for both of them at the moment, for Pereira and for Hockett. See if we can prove. I'm with you. Like, just his character is just what draws me away from him. So I automatically just don't like like when he's fighting. But I know he's fast and he's powerful and he's got everything. He's a pro athlete in American football. So, but it's just maybe if he fought the likes of Pereira and won, then maybe I open up a bit. But it's just the shit that goes with him. It's just fucking
Yeah,
boring.
I just can't do it. I got no respect for him because he's a non-respectful guy. I don't see
Yeah,
him
it's
as a
just always
respectful
like,
sportsman. And
yeah, like
I
calling it. Why isn't he even starting it? Like, he called out Ilya Taporia for you know calling him out about his wife. And like Ilya Taporia is fucking 3 foot shorter than you. Why are you going on him? Do you know what I mean? It's
I
just
know
ridiculous. You make yourself look like an idiot. Bully
it's
people in the heavyweight division. Like,
yeah.
what was he expecting Ilya to do? Just
Yeah, and it's all of it, mate. It's everything, and it's saying about Pereira's mama and stuff like that.
yeah.
And like, I just can't do any of it. I want to see him just get flatlined, and just taken away, and just never come back in the UFC. But
Yeah, I
I,
think I think what you're getting from Hockett is a bit like a bit like the Conor McGregor, where they just let it take the reins off and just let it. They know they're just going to create as much fucking chaos as possible. So the UFC sort of allow it to happen.
yeah, the difference is with the likes of McGregor, he was very charismatic. He was funny. Like all
Yeah,
all the stuff
Yeah,
he come out with, you could generally get behind and watch him. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this dude, you're just like, oh,
yeah.
mate, give it up. And
Let's give it a fucking rest. So
yeah, give
I
it a
think,
rest.
yeah,
But yeah, that's the way it's going
make
to
a
go
like,
anyway.
if I call Dana after this, then shall I ask him to make the Hopkins and Pereira fight?
Hopkins and Pereira, I'll text Pereira and just ask him
Yeah,
so nicely just to knock him out in the first round if possible
yeah,
as well.
yeah. I think they're both going to want to get like Pereira's going to want to get back in it as soon as possible. Hockett, he fought within 18 weeks. Don't 18 weeks from his last fight, I think it was. Maybe it's shorter than
Yeah.
that. I might be completely wrong.
No, I
So
think he's right,
I
yeah.
think maybe like September. What are we on now? July, like September, October time, maybe they could see him.
I think he come away unscathed from that fight as well, obviously. And Derek Lewis hardly
Yeah,
touched him, so like he should be in a good condition. He seems like he wants to be active and
yeah,
fight anybody. Um, so yeah, let's get him in there as quick as possible so someone can knock him
yeah.
out. Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
give him
Cool.
everyone.
Right, moving on to Sugar Sean O'Malley. Uh, I know I have in the past over the last since we've been doing this, I've written him off twice, kind of just like didn't really again get behind the hype and all that stuff. But he's proven to be still, he's now moved